Now that we get a full season of healthy Fox, healthy Vic, we have Mitch running the show. I feel like we're able to get a fresh start to really see what we can do.
You're coming off of an incredible rookie season. You win Rookie of the Year. Um, it was a kind of challenging year for your team in some ways with injuries and the stuff with like Pop stepping down for health reasons. But personally, in terms of your game, you already were able to do so much, whether it was distributing the ball, scoring, using your athleticism to push the pace, attack the rim. In year two, what are you focused on, and how do you think you can grow your game to become even better?
Yeah, this summer just I've been getting a lot of reps, shooting wise, off the dribble. I know I'm gonna have the ball in my hands a lot more this year. So working on that, finding spots I could get to on the court where I could just, be efficient. If it's late clock, I know I can get to a certain spot. And yeah, I mean, I just feel like with all the time that I've had this summer, it's definitely been helpful towards that.
I want to ask you. I think you guys have like this incredible rotation of guards now, with Dylan being drafted number 2 overall. With you, De'Aaron, Dylan now. I mean, you have more depth after that, but when you have that many guards on the team, do you almost have to maybe not sacrifice things that you do, but just like almost change the way you play so that you're feeding off of each other and not getting in each other's way? When you have that many talented guards, how do you make it work?
I just think the Spurs do a great job of finding high IQ elite guards. I mean that can play, anywhere on the court. I feel like the league is just so positionless now. I don't feel like it would just be more stepping on each other's toes. I feel like just the earlier we can learn to play with each other and build our chemistry as much as we can with the raw skill that we have. It's only bound to flourish.
With De'Aaron coming in kind of mid-season, and then he had some health stuff too. But when you have a guy that you've never really played with, I'm sure you've watched him play before, so you knew his speed and his athleticism. Um, what's that process like when you're getting basically this like elite talent coming in, and now you're trying to figure out how to play off of each other and make it work?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's too hard. I feel like that's the luxury of playing with, good players at a young age, being able to learn how to, find your spots, pick your spots. But I mean, also playing with D Fox, it's easy playing with him because he loves to distribute the ball as well too. So, just learning his game as quickly as possible. It was definitely it definitely took some time. You're not gonna flourish, game one, but just with how elite of a guard he is, it's easy to play with guys like that because they just keep the game simple. And then, at the end of the day, it's still basketball. So,
Yeah.
you've been playing this sport your whole life. So, just playing the game that you love, that you learned when you were young. So,
I want to ask you about the sort of the Western Conference, and just the way with this offseason has been a little crazy too. Like I mean, Kevin Durant was in the West, but now going to the Rockets, and just some of the general player movement. You guys, again, like you dealt with some external issues, and it wasn't the season you wanted. But now, like Wemby being healthy, you guys in an off season together. Um, Mitch has had the chance, even though he was in the system, y'all were familiar with him, but Mitch is now he's had the chance to really install the vision that he has for the team. Um, like you guys can sneakily make some noise here, where I think a lot of people are looking at the Thunder, they are looking at the Rockets, they're maybe looking at the Lakers, other teams.
mm,
Realistically, for you, what do you think this Spurs team can accomplish this year?
yeah, well, last year when we first acquired Fox, I mean, we were still, looking to make the playoffs. I mean, unfortunately, Vic went out, so things, changed a little bit, and then Fox ended up going out. But now that we get a full season of healthy Fox, healthy Vic, we have Mitch running the show. We have all of our guys back. We have newly drafted guys that are ready to make an impact. So I feel like we're able to get a fresh start to really see what we can do.
What I want to ask you about Wembanyama because I mean, like, I feel like every time you watch him play, it's like you see something that you like have never seen on the basketball court before, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like you're just like it doesn't look like it should make sense, but he makes it work. What is like? I mean, obviously you see him in games, but you have the luxury of seeing him in practice as well. What's the wildest thing you've seen him do on the floor? Like something where you're just like shaking your head.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It happens often. So, I mean, I don't know if I could think of the wildest right now, but I feel like most recent, I threw him a lob like last week, but he was standing like in the middle of the paint and the rim was like behind him and he still caught it, jumped it, and turned in midair and dunked it. So, I mean, that's probably not the wildest thing I've seen him do, but I mean, it's pretty wild to throw a bad pass and your teammate still converted. So,
I'm glad you said something like that because like I feel like a player like him just makes things easier for a guard who likes to distribute, who likes to create for others. I mean, if you could sort of like describe the value that he brings, just being like you could like maybe Chet, maybe some other like tall, lanky guys. Other than that, there's really like you could probably throw him passes that no one else can reach.
if we
Um, as someone who likes to create for others, um, what's it like playing with a unicorn like that?
Yeah, it definitely makes the game a lot easier. Especially coming off of like pick and rolls, lobs. You know, you have a wide range that you can throw at. So, I mean, also just the attention that he brings on offense. You know, it opens up other players. You know, opens up other reads a lot faster. So, you know, just his presence, him being on the court, just helps anybody just scanning the floor. So, yeah, it's definitely a big plus having him on the court.
Yeah, and then he's shooting like 35-foot threes. It really does not seem fair. Um, I wanted to ask you my last question. I want to ask you about Pop and sort of the way he obviously with his health stuff, he I think the vision was always for Mitch to become that guy. I mean, he had been coaching games as like an interim going back to like the COVID years or whatever. Um, but with that transition sort of fully happening and Pop and now in this new role, how have you seen his role change now as a president of basketball ops?
Yeah, yeah, I don't really see Pop as much anymore. You know, obviously knowing that his role changed, but I mean, yeah, he's still Pop at the end of the day. You know, you can pick his brain on anything. You know, whether it's basketball or you know anything. You know, outside of that. So I mean, that part didn't really change much. But yeah, I mean, I feel like he definitely is. You know, like giving Mitch the keys and you know allowing him to you know, coach us to the best of his ability.